What is going on, everyone? I am back and doing the comic tutorial for the Spright deck profile now. Trying to be a little quieter, try to see if I can get rid of that echo. I don't know how long I got, but I do gotta take the empty card sleeve out. Oh, it's gonna make my shuffling feel weird. I don't think I already did take the empty card sleeve out. But I put it in for the deck profile, and I don't think I took it out. I must have. Give me 1 second, everyone. This is going to be a comic tutorial. I'm going to tell you where you can dodge interruptions and the whole 9 yards, but I guess I did take it out. Okay. But we're going to shuffle. We're going to cut, we're going to draw 5, we're going to go first, and I'm going to explain, based off the hand, where you're dodging interruptions and how you're able to play through it, how certain ways, even if you play into Nibiru, you can still play. Sometimes you don't need a normal summon. That's great. So first draw, Called By, Ash, Rookie, Swap, Fossil Dig. And this is actually perfect because the first card you're going to activate is Fossil Dig. They Ash you just have Called By, whatever, but we're going to go ahead and dump Angler to the graveyard. Angler is going to special summon 2 Beavers. Alright, so that is the basic start of the combo. You haven't used your normal summon, so even if you do go here, right, and you XC summon into Gigantic Spright, and you go to use Gigantic Spright's effect, you still have a way to normal summon and continue on, right? Even if you normal summon Ash, right, you can still Rookie the Ash away and get out of for hire. So you just got to think about ways you could play it. Or we're just going to keep on with the Gigantic. And actually, we're not going to activate Gigantic yet. We're actually going to go into normal summon Ash. And just to show you, you wouldn't really necessarily do this, but just to show you, you activate Rookie, you trigger off Ash. Summon Rex. Rex is going to trigger, activating Mayhem, or adding Mayhem. Right, this way you get a little bit of follow-up from your play, or with your plays. Right, so in this case, even if you do get hit with, Nibiru, right, you get that token, you can Mayhem, summon Rex back, go into Sprint, bring back 1 card. Go into Sprint, dump another Angler, special summon out another Beaver because Angler's not once per turn, yada yada yada. But Mayhem is now in our hand. Actually, summon for Gigantic Spright now. I'm going to use the effect of the big boy. Detach into Spright Blue. Spright Blue is going to search, obviously. The Jet. You can special summon Jet. Use its effect. And you're going to add Double Cross, right? And then you're going to set the Double Cross, obviously. Now, it doesn't really matter what 2 cards you use as long as you use the Rex. So we're going to link those 2 in Sprint. Sprint is going to use its effect. Sending Dampa this time. And the reason why I said we have to get rid of the Rex, right? And so we can Mayhem back Rex here. We're just going to make sure Gigantic's another spot. We want to make sure we can get into... it doesn't matter where Gigantic is, actually. We're going to XC summon or Mannequin Cat. Right? Now here is, basic hand. You got 1 card in hand, you get Double Cross, Called By, Mannequin Cat, whatever. Sprint for a bounce, Mannequin Cat for get out anything. And when you do that, whatever, or when you do that, you can get multiple forms of interruption out. Alright, so we're going to refresh. We're not going to make Mannequin Cat now. Right, which is generally a good play. We're going to make IP Masquerena. So, now, when we can still use Sprint, detach off a Gigantic, right? The bounce, we use Double Cross for an Absorb, and IP Masquerena to link summon, and we're going to link into whatever, right? We've got a Cyberus and a Thunder. We got 2 cards we can make for higher monster. So we're going to go based off of IP Masquerena here, right? So say we use Sprint, and we use Double Cross, right? And we're just going to put Double Cross underneath this to show that we used it, right? So, on resolution of Double Cross, opponent doesn't have anything, you're going to banish Rex to summon out Dampa. Right, and this time we're going to go for our last form interruption. They don't have anything, or they normal summon, or whatever, they have an effect. Use IP Masquerena. You summon out Donner. Use effect Dampa to pop their last card. And pop their card. And that's generally going to be enough to stop your opponent. Obviously, drawing, you know, the way to get access to Angler first with a Swap Frog, which you want to have the Swap Frog actually, is, you know, it's weird, but it works. In the way of the Mannequin Cat one, it's Mannequin Cat's generally that card where you want to feel out your opponent, see what they're playing, you know, whatever. Alright, so this time we're going to go based off of interruption. We're going to do more, talk about more interruptions. I was trying to make sure you got a basic combo down. Yada, yada, yada. Because if your opponent hits you with, like I said, if your opponent hits you with Nibiru at any time there, it kind of sucks. Obviously, we had the call by, so we didn't really have to worry about the interruptions. Because anything like Ash, Droll, or Effect Veiler can just get negated. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand's actually okay. Right. So we can Fossil Dig, or Foolish Burial here. Again for the Angler. Summon out 2 Beavers. So, if your opponent knows you're on the deck, right, they can possibly sight in. They're obviously going to be trying to use their Ash on specific cards, right? So if I were you, I would activate the Fossil Dig, trying to make them think you don't have Rex in hand. So if you have Rex in hand, you want them to think you don't have it. So this is going to search it, right? If they hit you with Ash here, you are absolutely golden because you already have one in your hand. But if not, you just continue searching out your Rex. So you have another one. There's nothing wrong with having 2 in your hand. Right? Now this is where things get a little tricky. You're going to activate Rookie. Right? And it's going to contribute for cost. If they Ash your Rookie, you still have a normal summon to go off with Rex. If not, they could be waiting for you to bring out Beat, right? Because now you have other ways of getting combo, and you can just keep playing without a normal summon and have a negate on board, right? So you use Beat's first effect, special summon, right? And so that's our 4th summon. And we're going to chain 2 Rex, chain 1 Beat, because they both trigger at the same time. So you're dodging the Ash here. Your Rex getting impermed actually kind of doesn't matter at this point. You already have Rookie, but it's just going to search you Mayhem. Right? And then Beat is going to add Raphael. Or actually, no, it's not going to add Raphael. It's going to add Dampa. Right, so if we want to play safe here, we link 3 in the Falgo. Falgo's gonna activate effect. Here, even here, if your opponent hits you with an Nibiru here, Falgo leaves board, you still get out a monster, right? So that's fine. Even if you get hit with a Nibiru here, he gets hit with an Imperm. Him getting hit with an Imperm would hurt more than you getting hit with a Nibiru. Is that Nibiru will leave you with a monster on board where you can just normal summon Dampa, special summon Rex. right? And you still got the Mayhem in your hand. Getting hit with Nibiru here would not hurt. Falco goes to the graveyard. You get that fat-ass token on your board, and you can just keep going, right? You haven't locked yourself with Gigantic. You have more ways to combo. All right, so we're going to still go straight on, right? So Falco is going to special summon from deck, and then we want to be smart here. Right? We're going to activate Mayhem, special summon Beatback. Alright, and then Falco is going to special summon. So this way we have access to more cards off of Raphael. Right? It doesn't really matter. Put Raphael in defense position, so we're going to cut. It's going to excavate 2 because you have 2 different ones. We add any one card to our hand. Right? Obviously, the soft rock here doesn't really matter since I added another copy of Imperm. Okay. So normal summon Dampa. Dampa effect special summon Rex. Alright, Rex can't use this effect. You're not going to use Dampa's effect here. It is mostly pointless. Right? But now you can link these 2 away in the Sprint. Sprint is going to dump. Here, you get interrupted. You're kind of in a little bit of trouble. You don't have a negate live with Raphael. You do have 2 Rexes in graveyard, so you can add back a Mayhem or whatever. You can obviously use one this turn to make sure you have something in your hand to fuel your Raphael negate. So how about this? Before we summon out Sprint, we're going to banish a Rex to add Mayhem, right? So this way, if your opponent does, for whatever reason, decide to interrupt you here, you do have a negate live. It doesn't negate the activation, so Nibiru will just get negated and sent to the graveyard. Or negated and put back into their hand. But now we're going to activate Sprint on summon, right? You can dump Angler. Special summon 2 Beavers. Right? Do I have another Beaver? I never use that. We're going to special summon 1 Beaver. That's fine. Right? Things I completely forgot we already used 2 Beavers, so we use 1. Even if we didn't banish Rex, get the negate in hand, right? Your opponent doesn't have anything for this, right? They say no hand traps, right? And you special summon out, beat again or whatever. Doesn't really matter. But you still got Mayhem in hand. Keep it smart. You're going to XC summon for Gigantic. And you're going to only detach Dampa. It's the smart play. You keep Dampa in the graveyard. So you can special summon back off Rex and have them a little bit more fun. But you're going to special summon Blue. Blue's going to add Jet. Special summon Jet. Add Double Cross. Right, and now we XC summon into Mannequin Cat. And we're going to set 3 here, keep 1 card in hand, and pass. Right, so we got negate, monster negate, omni negate, a bounce. This does nothing now. Other than if a card's destroyed at all, I get to draw 2 because I have these guys, but with Mannequin Cat, it's probably going to be a draw 3. Right, so it's a bounce, an omni negate, 2 negates, and basically a steal with a way to get out whatever I want. Alright, so as you can see, as I was trying to explain, I didn't want to go down the routes. I wanted to try to show the main combo. You don't have to conduct a normal summon, right? Once you start popping off with your million free special summons, then you're generally going to be okay. Your opponent's going to have a little bit of a problem. They can interrupt you as much as they want. As you can see, I could tell you, look, this gets interrupted, this gets interrupted. You still have multiple ways of going through it. Even though interruptions mean your board isn't going to end on as good of a board, right? So now we're going to do a hand where the interruptions are going to last, right? So we're going to do a hand now where the interruptions stick, and we're just going to have a tough time. So let's put all the cards back. We already cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it's quite fine. Activate Swap Frog's effect. Discarding Swap Frog, special summon itself. Alright, now we're going to special summon Jet. Activate effect. He gets impermed. Cool. Dampa here is dead because you don't have another for hire in hand. So it's dead. Next thing you want to do, try to put in a little bit more of an interruption bait. You XC summon for Gigantic, right? And you go to activate Gigantic's effect, he gets ashed. Kind of sucks. You can't use Gigantic now, you're stuck with this monster on board. Alright. Now you normal summon Beaver. Activate Beaver's effect. Right? Damn, it gets hit with another imperm. Alright, so there's 3 cards gone from the hand, 2 imperm, whatever. Alright, so what's next? Actually, they could hit it with a nib. No, they can't hit you with a nib here. Alright? Even if they don't hit it with Ash, right? So they don't hit it with imperm, say they have 3 different hand traps, 1 of each, right? So Ash, imperm, nib. So you go and you special summon out Angler, right? You get nibbed here, you're kind of fucked, right? Because they hit your Gigantic, all this other stuff. And since you wanted to try to keep that normal summon in your hand, you keep it. So now we're going to rewind. Right? Back to this board. What else could you do, right? So they imperm the Jet. We're going to link 2 in the Sprint. Right? So this is summon 3, you can keep that in mind. Activate Sprint effect. Does nothing, right? Because they're gonna ash it, right? So that's their second form of interruption. Sprint is toast. Now what? Normal summon Beaver, right? Attempt to activate his effect. Actually, you're not gonna even activate his effect here, right? Because this will be summon 4. You go into this for Gigantic. You get hit with a Nibiru, it is fine. Most of the time, right, if you have a normal summon, you save it for the last minute. Right now I'm just showing bad examples. It was a bad hand to show it on. So I'll just try it again with a different hand. Try to make it go by fast. Right? That hand was kind of a break. You generally don't want to get interrupted multiple times like that. The chances that they have 3 hand traps that are just going to completely destroy you are very small. Right, especially 3 different ones. So we're just going to do a small little shuffle and a cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand isn't much better, but hey, you still got that starter, which is what we'd actually want. Activate Swap Frog, special summon it by pitching 1. Special summon red, right? Special summon red. Now you actually have something, because you got Called By, which we're actually going to put back in the deck, right in the middle, draw another card. There's a normal summon, okay. So we're just going to act like we don't have Called By, right? We're going to link these 2 off for Sprint, so that's summon 3, it gets ashed. You normal summon Beaver, right? Activate Beaver's effect, so that's summon number 4, and this is going to be summon number 5. Right, bang, okay, now they have Nib. Right, so board's gone. Giant token, right? Them hitting you with Nib there will probably be the most opportune thing, because now they don't think you have a way into Gigantic. You should activate Starter here. And special summon blue. Right? They lose their imperm on blue. Cool. Now what's next? You don't really got much. Right? You could rely on the fact that you got this big-ish token on your board. Or you could try to play through it, right? Because we missed the imperm. Yada, yada, yada. Right? Oh, no, wait, did we miss the imperm? No, they allowed the Nimble to go through. Okay, so they allowed the Nimble to go through to hit us with the nib. Alright, so we're going to wind it up, wind back again. Right? Put the blue back, keep starter in hand. Got Nimble, it got hit by Nimperm. Alright. Alright, so we keep this in hand. You XC summon for Gigantic. That'll be summon number 5. Right? Because they hit the Beaver with the Imperm. They don't think you got anything else, right? They nib you here. You activate starter. And now they don't got anything else. They have two cards in hand. They can't ash you again. If they have another Imperm, they can Imperm you again. But the chances of that happening are small. And then you just go through regular combo, right? Except it's not going to be a regular combo. It's just double cross, XC summon, and Mannequin Cat. Pass. Right? So you could try to do something on your next turn. Like, you can detach off Mannequin Cat, sprint. You can target something, try to get sprint back, right? It's a fire. It's a weird type with Fire Kings being good. You can put this back out on the board. Fire. This can detach whatever to get a bounce back, and then you got to steal. You know, you're trying to make the best out of nothing. Alright? So I was trying to show you guys ways of playing through hand traps, but my deck just didn't really want to show you guys. But I hope you guys get the gist of it. Now, I was able to play at my last locals that I went to through so many interruptions, it wasn't even funny. Like, I was able to play through full Vanadium board and then go ahead and still break Vanadium board because I had that much gas. But I hope you guys have a good day. See y'all later.